Good morning and welcome to Reading Wikis for You, where we read the wiki articles for you. And today we're going to be reading about the Arizona Cardinals NFL football team. As always, while we're reading, make sure you comment down below. Let us know what articles you'd like to see coming up. And with that out of the way, let's get started. The Arizona Cardinals are a professional American football team based in the Phoenix metropolitan area in Arizona, United States. The Cardinals compete in the National Football League, or NFL, as a member of the National Football Conference West Division. The team plays its home games at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, a suburb northwest of the state capital of Phoenix. The team was established in Chicago in 1998 as the Morgan Athletic Club and joined the NFL as a charter member on September 17, 1920. The Cardinals are the oldest continuously run professional football franchise in the United States and, along with the Chicago Bears, are the only NFL charter member franchises still in operation. In 1960, the team moved to St. Louis, where it was commonly referred to as the Football Cardinals, or the Gridbirds, or the Big Red, to avoid confusion with Major League Baseball's St. Louis Cardinals. Before the 1988 season, the team moved to Tempe, Arizona, a suburb of Phoenix, where it played home games for the next 18 seasons at Sun Devil Stadium on the campus of Arizona State University. In 2006, the team moved to their current home field in suburban Glendale, although their executive offices and training facility remain in Tempe. From 1988 to 2012, except 2005 when they trained in Prescott, the Cardinals conducted their annual summer training camp at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff. The Cardinals moved their training camp to State Farm Stadium, then known as University of Phoenix Stadium, in 2013. The Cardinals have won 2 NFL championships, both while the team was in Chicago. The first, in 1925, was disputed by supporters of the runner-up Pottsville Maroons. Their second, and the first to be won in a championship game, came in 1947, nearly 2 decades before the first Super Bowl. They returned to the title game to defend in 1948, but lost the rematch 7-0 in a snowstorm in Philadelphia. The team has since suffered many losing seasons and, as of 2024, has the longest active championship drought in North American sports at 77 seasons, one more than Major League Baseball's Cleveland Guardians, who last won the World Series in 1948. The Cardinals have recorded the most losses by a franchise in NFL history with 812 regular season losses as of 2024. The team's all-time win-loss record, including regular season and playoff games, at the conclusion of the 2024 season was 600, 822, and 41. 593, 812, and 41 in the regular season, 7 and 10 in the playoffs. They have been to the playoffs 11 times and have won 7 playoff games, including 3 in the 2008-2009 NFL playoffs. During that season, they won their only NFC championship game since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger and reached Super Bowl 43, losing 27-23 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The team has won the 5 division titles, 1974, 1975, 2008, 2009, and 2015, since their 1947-48 NFL championship game appearances. The Cardinals are the only NFL team that has never lost a playoff game at home. Their 5-0 record encompasses the 1947 NFL championship game, 2 games during the 2008-2009 NFL playoffs, and 1 during the 2009-2010 playoffs, and 1 during the 2015-2016 playoffs. In their 36th season since moving to the Valley of the Sun in 1988, the Cardinals have a total of 6 playoff appearances, 3 division titles, and the 1 NFC championship. History: Chicago Cardinals, 1920 to 1959. The franchise dates to 1898, when a neighborhood group gathered to play on the south side of Chicago, calling themselves the Morgan Athletic Club. Chicago painting and building contractor Chris O'Brien acquired the team, which he moved to Normal Field on Racine Avenue. The team was known as the Racine Normals until 1901, when O'Brien bought used jerseys from the University of Chicago. After he described the faded maroon clothing as Cardinal Red, the team became the Racine Street Cardinals. Eventually, in 1920, the team became a charter member of the American Professional Football Association, which was rechristened the National Football League 2 years later. The team entered the league as the Racine Cardinals, but changed their name to the Chicago Cardinals in 1922 to avoid confusion with the Horlick-Racine Legion, who entered the league the same year. NFL champions, 1925. In 1925, the Cardinals were awarded the NFL championship after the Pottsville Maroons were suspended for playing a game in what was deemed, quote, another team's territory, unquote. Having beat the Cardinals in a head-to-head game earlier in the season, the Pottsville Maroons won their extra game against the University of Notre Dame, helping them finish the year with the same record as the Cardinals. The Cardinals were also guilty of breaking NFL rules by scheduling 2 additional games against the Hammond Pros and the Milwaukee Badgers, both of whom had already disbanded for the season. The game against the Badgers spurred a scandal when the Badgers filled out their roster with 4 high school players in violation of NFL rules. NFL champions 1947. During the post-World War II years, the team reached 2 straight NFL finals against the Philadelphia Eagles, winning in 1947, 8 months after Charles Bidwell's death, but losing the following year. In the late 1950s, after years of bad seasons and losing fans to their crosstown rivals, the Chicago Bears, the Cardinals were almost bankrupt, and owner Violet Bidwell Wolfner became interested in moving the team to a new city. St. Louis Cardinals, 1960 to 1987. Due to the formation of the rival American Football League, the NFL allowed Bidwell to move the team to St. Louis, Missouri, where they became the St. Louis Cardinals. They were locally called the Big Red, the Gridbirds, or the Football Cardinals, to avoid confusion with the local baseball team of the same name. During the Cardinals' 28-year stay in St. Louis, they advanced to the playoffs just 3 times, 1974, 75, and 82, never hosting or winning. They did, however, win the Playoff Bowl, a now-defunct postseason game, for 3rd place. In 1964 against the Green Bay Packers by a score of 24-17. The overall mediocrity of the Cardinals, combined with a then 21-year-old stadium, caused game attendance to dwindle, and owner Bill Bidwell decided to move the team to Arizona. Phoenix/Arizona Cardinals, 1988 to present. Not long after the end of the 1987 NFL season, Bidwell agreed to move to Phoenix on a handshake deal with state and local officials, and the team became the Phoenix Cardinals. The team changed their name to the Arizona Cardinals on March 17, 1994. The Cardinals hired Vince Tobin as head coach before the 1996 season. In his first season, he led the team to a 7-9 mark in the 1996 season. The team regressed in the 1997 season with a 4-12 record. The 1998 NFL season saw the Cardinals break 2 long droughts, qualifying for the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. The team got their first postseason win since 1947 by defeating the Dallas Cowboys 20-7 in the wildcard round of the playoffs. The Cardinals saw their run end in the divisional round with a 41-21 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. The Cardinals regressed to a 6-10 record in the 1999 season. In the 2000 season, Tobin was fired after a 2-5 start. Dave McGinnis finished the season out with a 1-8 record. Before the 2001 season, the Cardinals named McGinnis as their full-time head coach. He coached for 3 seasons, regressing each year record-wise. He was fired by the team after the 2003 season. Before the 2004 season, the Cardinals hired Dennis Green as head coach. He coached the team to 3 consecutive losing seasons and was fired after the 2006 season. The Cardinals hired Ken Whisenhunt as head coach before the 2007 season. In his first season with the team, Whisenhunt led the Cardinals to an 8-8 record in the 2007 season. In the 2008 postseason, the Cardinals, led by quarterback Kurt Warner, won the wildcard round over the Atlanta Falcons, the divisional round against the Carolina Panthers, and the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles to advance to the Super Bowl for the first time in their history. They lost Super Bowl 43, 27-23 to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the final seconds of the game. After their historic 2008 season, the Cardinals posted a 10-6 record in 2009, their first season with 10 wins in Arizona. The Cardinals clinched their second consecutive NFC West title, but were defeated by eventual Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints 45-14 in the divisional playoffs. After the 2012 season, the Cardinals fired Whisenhunt as head coach. Before the 2013 season, the team hired Bruce Arians as head coach. Arians' first season with the team saw the Cardinals go 10-6, but missed the postseason in 2013. The next time they would make the playoffs would be in 2014 as a wild card. They set the best regular season record in their Arizona history at 11-5, but were defeated by the 7-8-1 NFC South champions, the Carolina Panthers. The next year, the Cardinals set a franchise-best 13-3 record and clinched their first-ever first-round playoff bye as the NFC's second seed. They defeated the Green Bay Packers 26-20 in overtime, giving quarterback Carson Palmer his first playoff victory. The Cardinals then advanced to their second NFC Championship game in their history, but were blown out by the top-seeded 15-1 Panthers 49-15, committing 7 turnovers. The Cardinals then fell to 7-8-1 in 2016 and 8-8 in 2017. After the 2017 season, Arians retired as head coach. The Cardinals hired Steve Wilks to be the head coach before the 2018 season. The team dropped to a 3-13 record in 2018, tying the franchise record set in 2000 for the worst record in a 16-game season. Wilkes was fired after the season. The Cardinals hired Cliff Kingsbury as head coach before the 2019 season. In the 2019 NFL Draft, the Cardinals used the top overall pick in the draft on Oklahoma quarterback Kyler Murray. The team improved to 5-10-1 in 2019 and 8-8 in 2020. In 2021, the Cardinals went 11-6, posting a winning record and returning to the postseason for the first time since 2015, but they lost to the Los Angeles Rams in the wild card round. They failed to improve their record in 2022, dropping to the bottom of the NFC West at 4-13 and missing the playoffs. Kingsbury was fired as head coach after the 2022 season. Under first-year head coach Jonathan Gannon, the Cardinals once again finished in fourth in the NFC West with a 4-13 record in 2023. Logos and uniforms. Starting in 1947, the team had a logo of a northern cardinal perched on the laces of a football. The Cardinals moved to Arizona in 1988, and the flag of Arizona was added to the sleeves the following year. In 1990, the team began wearing red pants with their white jerseys as new coach Joe Bugle wanted to emulate his former employer, the Washington Redskins, who at the time wore burgundy pants with their white jerseys. The Redskins later returned to their 1970s gold pants with all their jerseys. In 1994, the Cardinals participated in the NFL's 75th anniversary throwback uniform program. The jerseys were similar to those of the 1920s Chicago Cardinals, with an interlocking CC logo and 3 stripes on each sleeve. The uniform numbers were moved to the right chest. The pants were khaki to simulate the color and material used in that era. The Cardinals also stripped the logos from their helmets for 2 games, at Cleveland and home versus Pittsburgh. The cardinal head on the helmet also appeared on the sleeve of the white jersey from 1982 to 1995. In 1996, the state flag of Arizona was moved higher on the sleeve after the cardinal head was eliminated as sleeves on football jerseys became shorter, and black was removed as an accent color, instead replaced with a blue to match the predominant color of the state flag. In 2002, the Cardinals began to wear all red and all white combinations, and continued to do so through 2004 before the team's makeover. In 2005, the team unveiled its first major changes in a century. The Cardinal head logo was updated to look sleeker and meaner than its predecessor. Numerous fans had derisively called the previous version a parakeet. Black again became an accent color after an 8-year absence, while trim lines were added to the outside of shoulders, sleeves, and the sides of jerseys and pants. Both the red and white jerseys have the option of red or white pants. Hoping to break a 6-game losing streak, the Cardinals wore the red pants for the first time on October 29, 2006 in a game at Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers won 31-14, and the Cardinals headed into their bye week with a 1-7 mark. After the bye week, the Cardinals came out in an all-red combination at home against the Dallas Cowboys and lost 27-10. Arizona did not wear the red pants for the remainder of the season and won 4 of their last 7 games. However, the following season in 2007, the Cardinals again wore their red pants for their final 3 home games. They wore red pants with white jerseys in games on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals and Seattle Seahawks. They paired red pants with red jerseys, the all-red combination, for home games against the Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, Cleveland Browns, and St. Louis Rams. The red pants were not worn at all in 2008, but they were used in home games against Seattle, Minnesota, and St. Louis in 2009. The red pants were paired with the white road jersey for the first time in 3 years during a 2010 game at Carolina, but the white jersey red pants combination was not used again until 2018 when they broke out the combination against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Cardinals' first home game in Arizona in 1988 saw them play in red jerseys. Thereafter, for the next 18 years in Arizona, the Cardinals, like a few other NFL teams in warm climates, wore their white jerseys at home during the first half of the season, forcing opponents to suffer in their darker jerseys during Arizona autumns that frequently see temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. However, this tradition did not continue when the Cardinals moved from Sun Devil Stadium to State Farm Stadium in 2006, as early season games and some home games late in the season were played with the roof closed. With the temperature inside at a comfortable 70 degrees Fahrenheit, the team opted to wear red jerseys at home full-time. The Cardinals wore white jerseys at home for the first time at State Farm Stadium on August 29, 2008, in a preseason game against the Denver Broncos. The Cardinals wore white at home for the first time in a regular season game at State Farm Stadium against the Houston Texans on October 11, 2009. On October 20, 2009, the NFL recognized Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and players wore pink accented items including gloves, wristbands, and shoes. The team thought the pink accents looked better with white uniforms than red. From 1970 through 1983, and again in many seasons between 1989 and 2002, The Cardinals would wear white when hosting the Dallas Cowboys in order to force the Cowboys to don their jinxed blue jersey. They have not done this since moving into State Farm Stadium, however. In the 2010 season saw the Cardinals debut a new alternate black jersey. In 2017, the Cardinals debuted an all-black set for the NFL Color Rush program. While the regular black alternates featured white lettering and are paired with white pants, the Cardinals Color Rush alternates used red lettering and black pants for the occasion. Starting in 2022, both black uniforms would be paired with an alternate black helmet with black face masks. Before the 2023 season, the Cardinals unveiled new uniforms. Most notably, the team opted to wear all red uniforms at home and all white uniforms on the road, with all black uniforms as the alternate. The red uniform featured the state name in front in addition to white numbers with silver trim. The white uniform featured red numbers with black trim and red and silver stripes along the pants and sleeves. The black alternate uniform design mirrored that of the white uniform, featuring red numbers with silver trim and red silver stripes along the pants and sleeves. On both uniforms, the silver sleeve stripe contained the team name. Both the red and white uniforms are worn with white helmets and silver face masks, while the black uniform is worn with the black helmets from 2022. The new helmets featured silver flakes, while the black helmet had red flakes in them. Ahead of the 2025 season, the team unveiled a Rivalries uniform, which they would wear once per season at home against each of their NFC West opponents for 3 seasons. The primarily tan design featured sand speckles throughout the uniform, along with red numbers and stripes trimmed in copper. The modified Cardinal head decal also featured red and white with copper trim. Fans. The Cardinals' playoff drought has exhibited resilience for some fans who have shown longtime devotion to the team. Some fans view the championship drought and loss record as the result of a convoluted curse that stems from the team's refusal to cede or share the disputed 1925 NFL title. Fans of the Cardinals are often referred to as the Red Sea or the Bird Gang. Notable fans include Blake Shelton and Jordan Sparks. In honor of the tragic death of former safety Pat Tillman, the Cardinals strengthened their relationship with members of the armed forces community. The team regularly markets to military personnel and frequently visits nearby Luke Air Force Base in support of Arizona's servicemen. Rivalries. Divisional. Los Angeles Rams. Both the oldest and most intense divisional rivalry for the Cardinals, the matchup saw both teams first meet during the 1937 NFL season, while the Rams played in Cleveland, and the Cardinals were still originally located in Chicago. Both teams had played in St. Louis for a brief period in their histories, the Cardinals from 1960 to 1987, and the Rams from 1995 to 2015. Their rivalry with the Los Angeles Rams has resurged in recent years as both teams found playoff success despite the Cardinals' best efforts. The Rams have been 9-1 since hiring head coach Sean McVay in 2017. The Week 17 matchup of the 2020 season saw both teams playing for a playoff berth. Despite the injury to Rams quarterback Jared Goff, the Cardinals lost 18-7 and were eliminated from the postseason. The Cardinals' streak ended against the Rams the following season. They took the lead in the NFC over the Rams and started the season 7-0. In the following matchup, the Rams won on Monday Night Football. The Cardinals lost 6 of 10 games after their 7-0 start. The Cardinals would clinch a wildcard berth after a Week 17 win over the Dallas Cowboys. They played the Rams in Los Angeles and lost 34-11 as Kyler Murray threw 2 interceptions with 1 returned for a touchdown. The Rams lead the series 50-42, while leading the postseason series 2-0. Seattle Seahawks. One of the newer rivalries in the NFL, the Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks became divisional rivals after both were moved to the NFC West as a result of the league's realignment in 2002. This rivalry has become one of the NFL's more bitter in recent years, as the mid to late 2010s often saw the Seahawks and Cardinals squaring off for NFC West supremacy. The rivalry featured such clashes between the likes of Carson Palmer or Kyler Murray for the Cardinals against Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson for the Seahawks during the era. Seattle leads the series 25-22-1, and the two teams have yet to meet in the playoffs. San Francisco 49ers. Though they first met in 1951 and would meet occasionally until 2000, this would not become a full-fledged rivalry until both teams were placed in the NFC West division in 2002. While a close rivalry, it is often lopsided on both ends. After the 49ers won 9 of 10 meetings between 2009 and 2013, the Cardinals won 8 straight meetings between 2014 and 2018. The 49ers lead the series 34-29. The two teams have yet to meet in the playoffs. Historic. Chicago Bears. The historic rivalry between the Cardinals and the Chicago Bears features the only two teams that remain from the league's inception in 1920. At that time, the Bears were known as the Decatur Staleys, and the Cardinals were the Racing Cardinals. In 1922, the matchup between the teams became known as the Battle of Chicago for 38 years, making it the first true rivalry in the league's history. The Bears lead the all-time series 59 to 29 to 6. Kansas City Chiefs. Whilst the Cardinals were located in St. Louis from 1960 to 1987, the team took part in an interstate rivalry with the Kansas City Chiefs, with a trophy being awarded to the winner of the matchup. The series ended after the Cardinals moved to Arizona in 1988. The Chiefs posted a 16-7-2 mark in its Governor's Cup series against the Cardinals from 1968 to 1987, going 3-1-1 in the regular season record and 13-6-1 in preseason play. Seasons and overall records. Single season records. Points scored 489, done in 2015. Passing yards 4,671 by Carson Palmer in 2015. Passing touchdowns 35, Carson Palmer, 2015. Passes completed 401, Kurt Warner, 2008. Passes attempted 598, Kurt Warner, 2008. Longest completed pass 98 yards, Doug Russell, 1932. Ogden Compton, 1957. Jim Hart, 1972. Rushing yards 1,605, Otis Anderson, 1979. Rushing attempts 337, Edgar and James, 2006. Rushing touchdowns 16, David Johnson, 2016. Rushing touchdowns rookie 10, Tim Hightower, 2008. Longest rushing attempt 83 yards, John David Crow, 1958. Rushing yards per game 100.3 yards, Otis Anderson, 1979. Receptions 109, Larry Fitzgerald, 2015. Receiving yards 1,598, David Boston, 2001. Receiving touchdowns 15, Sonny Randall, 1960. Returns, punt returns in a season 44, Vi Sikahema, 1987. Longest punt return 99 yards, Patrick Peterson, 2011. Longest kickoff return 108 yards, David Johnson, 2015. Kicking, field goals 40, Neil Rackers, 2005. Points after touchdown converted 53, Pat Harder, 1948. Punts 112, David Zastadil, 2012. Punting yards 5,209, Dave Zastadil, 2012. Career records. Passing yards 34,639, Jim Hart, 1966 to 1983. Passing touchdowns 2009, Jim Hart, 1966 to 83. Rushing yards 7,999, Otis Anderson, 1979 to 1986. Rushing touchdowns 46, Otis Anderson, 1979 to 1986. Receptions 1,432, Larry Fitzgerald, 2004 to 2020. Receiving yards 15,545, Larry Fitzgerald. Passes intercepted 52, Larry Wilson, 1960 to 1972. Field goals made 282, Jim Bacon, 1962 to 1978. Points 1,380, Jim Bacon. Total touchdowns 110, Larry Fitzgerald. Punt return average 13.7, Charlie Trippi, 1947 to 1955. Kickoff return average 28.5, Ollie Matson, 1952 and 1954 to 1958. Yards per punt average 44.9, Jerry Norton, 1959 to 1961. Sacks 71.5, Chandler Jones, 2016 to 2021. Tackles 785, Eric Hill. All right, we then have the current roster. This is current as of the time of the reading, but if you want to know what the actual roster is, either, if you're seeing it now, go check out the article. Otherwise, again, check out the article. We're not going to read all of those. So, retired numbers. Number 8, Larry Wilson, position safety, tenure 1960 to 1972. Number 40, Pat Tillman, safety, tenure 1998 to 2001. Number 77, Stan Modlin, offensive tackle, 1946 to 1948. 88, J.V. Kane, tight end, 1974 to 1978. And number 99, Marshall Goldberg, halfback, 1939 to 1943 and 1946 to 1948. Although retired, number 99 was reissued to J.J. Watt after the daughter of Marshall Goldberg gave her blessing for Watt to wear it on March 2nd, 2001. Watt wore number 99 for the 2021 and 2022 seasons until his retirement. Pro Football Hall of Famers. This is for Chicago, St. Louis, and Arizona Cardinals in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 4, Ernie Nevers, fullback, from 1929 to 1931 and 1930 and 1931. Number 3, Jim Thorpe, running back, 1928. Number 13, Guy Chamberlain, end and coach, 1927 and 1928. Number 1, John Patty Driscoll, quarterback, 1920 to 1925. Number 2, Walt Kiesling, guard and defensive tackle and coach, 1929 to 1933 and 1944. Number 62 and 2, Charlie Trippi, running back, 1947 to 1955. Number 33, Ollie Matson, running back, 1952 and 1954 to 1958. Number 81, Dick Night Train Lane, cornerback, 1954 and 1959. Number 8, Larry Wilson, safety, 1960 to 1972. Number 13, Don Maynard, wide receiver, 1973. Number 81, Jackie Smith, tight end, 1963 to 1977. Number 72, Dan Deerdorf, offensive tackle, 1971 to 1983. Number 22, Roger Worley, cornerback, 1969 to 1982. Number 22, Emmitt Smith, running back, 2003 and 2004. Number 35, Aeneas Williams, cornerback, 1991 to 2000. Number 13, Kurt Warner, quarterback, 2005 to 2009. Number 32, Edgerrin James, running back, 2006 to 2008. Number 16, Duke Slater, offensive tackle, 1926 to 1931. Number 66, Alan Faneca, guard, 2010. Number 54, Dwight Freeney, defensive end, 2015. Coaches and contributors. Earl Curly Lambeau, coach, 1950 to 1951. Jimmy Conzelman, coach, 1940 to 1942 and 46 to 48. Charles Bidwell, team owner, 1933 to 1947. Don Coryell, head coach, 1973 to 1977. All right, Ring of Honor. The Cardinals Ring of Honor was started in 2006 to mark the opening of State Farm Stadium. It honors former Cardinal greats from all eras of the franchise's history, following a list of inductees and the dates they were introduced. Inducted in August 12th, 2006, Charles Bidwell, Jimmy Conzelman, John Patty Driscoll, Marshall Goldberg, Dick Night Train Lane, Ollie Matson, and Ernie Nevers, and Charlie Trippi. September 10th, 2006, Larry Wilson. October 16th, 2006, Dan Deerdorf. November 12th, 2006, Pat Tillman. October 14th, Roger Worley. November 10th, 2008, Aeneas Williams. June 18th, 2014, Kurt Warner. September 27th, 2015, Adrian Wilson. October 2nd, 2016, Roy Green. December 3rd, 2017, Jim Hart. And September 29th, 2019, Carson Palmer. Staff. The Cardinals have had 42 head coaches throughout their history. Their first head coach was Patty Driscoll, who compiled a 17-8-4 record with the team from 1920 to 1922. Jimmy Conzelman, Jim Hanifin, and Ken Weisenhunt are tied as the longest-serving head coaches in Cardinals history. On April 14th, 2022, Mark Almere, the Cardinals equipment manager, retired after working with the organization for 41 seasons. Here is a list of the current staff. Again, this is current as of reading. Radio and television. The Cardinals' flagship radio station is KMVP FM. Dave Pash, Ron Wolfley, and Paul Cavisi handle the radio broadcast. Spanish language radio broadcasts are heard on the combo of KQMR, KHOV FM, Latino Mix under a contract with Univision signed in 2015. Before 2015, they were heard on KDVA, KVVA FM, Jose FM, as well as co-owned KBMB AM 710. The Cardinals were the first NFL team to offer all 20 preseason and regular season games on Spanish language radio, doing so in 2000. Luis Hernandez and Rolando Cantu are the Spanish broadcast team. The Cardinals have the most extensive Mexican affiliate network in the NFL, with contracts with Grupo Larsa in the state of Sonora and Grupo Radiorama outside Sonora, and stations in 20 cities, including Hermosillo, Guadalajara, and Mexico City. From 2017 to 2023, NBC affiliate KPNX broadcast the team's preseason games on television, which that year included the Hall of Fame game broadcast by NBC, called by Pash and Wolfley, with station anchor Paul Gerke as sideline reporter. The broadcasts were syndicated regionally to KTTU and KMSB TV in Tucson, and until the Raiders moved to Las Vegas, KVVU TV in Las Vegas. In 2024, KTVK and KPHO purchased preseason broadcast rights to the Cardinals. This will be in addition to any Cardinals games already scheduled for KPHO. And then a list of radio stations and former affiliates. All right. So there is your Arizona Cardinals. What did you think of the video? Please put if you liked it, hit the like button. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe for more content. But as always, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what articles you'd like to see coming up. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.